What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I am going to be talking about weed and 5 things that happened when I quit smoking weed. This is not an anti-weed video. I'm not anti-weed. I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do with their lives. Let's get right into it. I smoked weed for about 20 years. All right, I'm in my late 30s now, and this is the longest break that I've ever really taken from it. I've quit here and there throughout my life for like a job, or if I moved and I didn't have any connects or anything like that. It's been a little over 3.5 months. It'll be about 4 months here in like 10 days or so. You know, I'm not really keeping up on it like that. I just know it's been over 3 months. So let's just jump right into 5 things that I experienced when I quit smoking. Number 1, the dreams. I got to talk about this. It was crazy. Dreams are wild. That's all I can really say. They're crazy when you quit smoking weed, when you first quit smoking. So I experienced these wild, really vivid, really lucid, almost like movies for about 2 weeks. I'd say about 2 weeks, maybe closer to 3, but it was kind of in that threshold. It didn't really last any longer than that. But for that 2 weeks, those dreams were like something serious. I would say that these dreams, they're like your deepest fears coming to the surface. Now, THC like suppresses your REM sleep. Okay, now if you don't know what REM sleep is, it's rapid eye movement. It's when your eye is twitching and stuff like that. When you're sleeping, when you're in a dream state, it's when your brain is kind of repairing itself and all that good stuff is going on. I didn't even notice that I wasn't having dreams until I stopped smoking weed. Now, I'm sure I had some dreams here and there, but I didn't really remember them. When I quit smoking weed, I remembered my dreams. I would wake up, maybe have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and be like, damn, what the hell was that I was just dreaming about? It'd be some wild stuff. The quality of my sleep wasn't terrible, and I wasn't like scared to go to sleep or anything like that. But I definitely was like, what are we going to dream about tonight? What kind of stories are we going to be experiencing tonight? And they were wild. They were super intense. But as time goes on, give yourself a couple of weeks. The dreams kind of subside and they're not so wild and crazy. And, you can lay down and have a good night's sleep and not be wondering what the hell's about to happen. Number 2, increased ambition. Once I quit smoking weed, it really revved up my ambition. It really made me want to go get it, if that makes any sense. When I stopped smoking weed, it was like I was reinvigorated. It was like I was reignited. I had all these different ideas and all these different things that I wanted to do. Creating a YouTube channel was definitely one of them. And I'm so glad that I did quit smoking weed because I was able to start this channel. Now, to be honest, I don't know if I would have even started this YouTube channel if I would have continued to smoke weed. I might have sat around and thought about it forever and planned and had all these ideas, but I don't think I would have ever hit the record button. So increased ambition was significant. I wasn't so couch potato-ish. I wasn't such a vegetable. I mean, if you smoke weed, you know how it can have you all in your head, thinking about a million different things, and none of those things really get done. Maybe a couple of them get done, but you know how weed works. Number 3, I was able to feel more. All right, now let me break this down a little bit. I was able to experience my emotions in a different way that I hadn't experienced them before. It was like a more organic, raw experience of my emotions. Now, when I smoked weed, it would not make my emotions go away, but you know how weed does. It's almost like it kind of suppresses them in a way. You could smoke a blunt or smoke a bowl or whatever, and the problem that you may be experiencing, the weed seemed like it helped manage that emotion that I was experiencing a bit better. That's where I was bamboozled. That's where I was fooled. And I really noticed it with my anxiety. I didn't even really realize how much the weed was playing into my anxiety. For a lot of years, I would smoke to get away from the anxiety, not realizing that it was actually increasing it, inducing the overthinking more. That's another thing that I didn't even realize until I stopped smoking. I realized how I was able to settle into feelings a bit more, and really just experience whatever it was I was going through and whatever it is I continue to go through. I deal with it more on like that raw organic level. It's not masked or covered up with the weed. The fourth thing I experienced was more mental clarity. So this is piggybacking off of, feeling more and being able to experience my emotions differently. When I quit weed, my head was clear. That's really just the easiest way I can say it. I wasn't in that constant cloud. I got used to being in that cloud. Like I said, I smoked for 20 years, with a couple of breaks in there. So I was used to being in that high cloud all the time. That was my norm. I could function. I was a functioning weed smoker. I could go to work with it. I could interact with people. But now looking back on it and not smoking, I'm just not my full vibrant self. My mind was not as jumbled up all the time, not as scatterbrained all the time, able to really kind of hone in, make more clear, concise decisions. I'm just really able to focus better. Number 5, my circle of friends is not as broad as it once was. Smoking weed is a very social activity. You can be smoking weed with somebody that you don't even know, but the common denominator is the weed. So you sitting there vibing on a level because the weed is bringing you together. Not saying it's bad. That's awesome. That it also brings people together too. What I'm saying is my circle was already small. I'm already very selective about who I kick it with and who I bring around. But it got even smaller because I don't smoke. I'm in that place now where I can go around my friends and go around certain people if they are smoking, or they can kick in and smoke if they want to. The social dynamic of smoking weed with just any and everybody is not there anymore. And this is not to say that I won't ever smoke again. You know what I mean? I like weed. I enjoy weed. But I will say I won't ever go back to smoking how I was smoking before. I was an everyday, all day smoker. Like I said, it was my norm. It was my regular. So I won't be going back to that because I became way too dependent on it. And once I stopped, I realized if I do choose to smoke, it needs to be balanced. I can't be leaning too much into it and just walking around in a weed fog all day. So if I do jump back into it, it'll probably be, something else, maybe I hit a bowl at the end of the night or something like that. And it probably won't even be every day. We'll see how that goes when I get there. Back to number 5, that circle of friends definitely shrinks. And that's cool too. It's not necessarily a bad thing if the circle gets smaller due to the weed not being there. But yeah, those were 5 things that I experienced when I stopped smoking weed. Like I said, this is not an anti-weed video. This is not to tell anybody to quit smoking weed. Enjoy your weed. If you enjoy smoking, enjoy it. You know what I mean? If you're trying to quit smoking weed, if you're wondering what happens when you do stop smoking weed, those are 5 things that happened for me. So, if this video provided you with any value, I would love it if you hit the like button. I would love it if you subscribe to the channel. I'm really trying to make the channel grow, and I can only do that with your help. So if you hit that thumbs up, I greatly appreciate it. Also, leave me a comment below. Let me know, how's it been on your weed journey? Let's just get the conversation going. Weed isn't bad, but like everything, moderation. That's what I had to learn. Everything is cool in moderation. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.